the Zodiac's future billionaires. Most people will never become billionaires, and it's not about talent, and it's not even about the start. It's about the psyche. There are types of thinking that accumulate, and there are those that burn chances at the decision level. Today, we will analyze the mechanics of personalities that are more likely than others to accumulate large amounts of capital. No romance, no myths, just the logic of influence. If you are interested in seeing yourself from the outside, stay tuned and write in the comments, what is more important to you, freedom or control? The first to appear in this scale strategy are Gemini. Not because they are lucky, but because representatives of this sign already think like a system, not like an executor. In the present, they test, they observe, they gather information faster than others. Their advantage is their speed of adaptation. Where most choose one niche, they build several entrances. Not dispersion, diversification. Gemini will understand one thing early on. Money is not created by labor. It is created through leverage, through the use of other people's time, technology, and the market. And that will be a turning point. His psychology is not tied to one role. He does not identify himself with a position. He thinks in terms of influence. It is this flexibility that will allow him to enter new industries before others realize their value. The first peak of tension will come when he risks changing direction. From the outside, it will look like instability. In reality, it is a strategic pivot. Gemini are not afraid of information chaos. They navigate it. In the future, representatives of this sign will not build a single business. They will create an ecosystem, media, technology, platform. Connections will become their capital even before financial assets. Their dominance is not in strength. Their dominance is in controlling the narrative. And here comes the second peak. Gemini will learn to scale through communication. They will understand that attention is an asset, and the audience is the market. In the present, this looks like talkativeness. In the future, it will be a tool for managing billion-dollar flows. Their risk tolerance is not aggressive. They calculate, they analyze, they enter in small parts, and they exit on time. Gemini are not in love with the product. They are in love with the growth model. That is why they will not get stuck in emotions. They will leave what cannot be scaled. The third peak is when the opportunity to control the market through informational influence appears. Then, the representative of this sign will not just earn money. They will shape the rules of the game. They already have an ownership mindset. They think in terms of shares, not salaries. Gemini won't wait for permission. They will go where there is traffic, technology, and growth potential. And most importantly, they are not afraid to change their strategy. And in the economic cycle, it is the adaptable who defeat the conservative. If you recognize this model, write to us. I wonder how many of us already think like owners rather than hired players. Scales. After the flexible model, which works through information, it is worth paying attention to another type of power, the quiet one. Next in this architecture of big capital is Libra. The representative of this sign will not be the loudest in the room. He will be the one who controls the decisions. In the present, it looks like constant weighing. Some would call it doubt. In fact, it is a strategic risk analysis. Libras do not enter the game without calculating the balance of power. Their future billion will not come from aggressive expansion. It will be formed through positioning. The first peak of tension will arise when a representative of this sign refuses quick profits in favor of long-term control. It will be an unpopular decision, and it is this decision that will provide leverage. Libras do not think in terms of earning. They think in terms of gaining a foothold. Their psychology is based on understanding the structure of the market. Who is connected to whom? Who makes the decisions? Where the point of influence is? In the future, they will not be the first to create a product. They will enter at a time when the balance has already been established and take a central position. And here, a different type of dominance will emerge, not through force, through control of negotiations. Libras will master the art of deals. They will bring together those who cannot agree without them. The second peak is the moment when they realize that real capital is access. Access to information, access to decisions, access to influential people. Their ownership mindset manifests itself quietly. They do not openly demonstrate their ambition, but they always keep a share for themselves. It is this share that will set them free. In the present, representatives of this sign may take a long time to make a choice, but when a decision is made, it is strategic. Libras do not take impulsive risks. Their risk tolerance is intellectual. They take risks where they have already calculated the probability. And the third peak, at some point they will step out of their role as mediators and become the center of the system, not because of their loudness, because of their reputation. People will begin to trust their word more than a contract, and trust in the economy is a multiplier. Their future billion will be built on a balance between capital and influence. They will not be the riskiest, but they will be the most stable in turbulence. And it is during periods of market volatility that they will not panic. They will look for a point of equilibrium. Where others burn resources, a representative of this sign will take the position of an arbitrator. And in the end, they will control more than those who started more aggressively. Think about it. Which is stronger, speed or balance? Because Libras will prove that control of balance will bring long-term advantage. Taurus. And now, about the strength that is often underestimated. About those who do not jump, but accumulate. Next in this model of big capital is Taurus. Representatives of this sign will not look like revolutionaries. They will look stubborn. In the present, they are people who take a long time to get into the game, but once they are in, they will not leave under pressure. This will become the foundation for future control over assets. The first peak of tension will arise when Taurus refuses rapid growth in favor of real ownership. Their thinking is pure ownership mindset, not an option, not a percentage of income, an asset and ownership. He does not chase hype. He looks for something he can hold on to. In the future, representatives of this sign will not scatter their efforts. They will focus on tangible, understandable markets, real estate, infrastructure, technologies with real cash flow. Taurus does not build a company for the sake of valuation. He builds it for the sake of cash flow. His risk tolerance is low at the start, but high in the long run, and this is a paradox. He can invest in one thing for years, while others have already changed 3 directions. The second peak will come at the moment of market crisis, where panic will destroy short-term players. Taurus will increase its share. Because he doesn't think in terms of quarters, he thinks in terms of cycles. His dominance lies in his endurance. A representative of this sign will endure what others cannot endure psychologically, and that is why he will gain control over larger assets. They do not need recognition. They need assets in their portfolio. In the present, this may seem like slowness. In the future, it will become financial armor. The third peak will be when accumulation turns into scale. Taurus will not be loud, but they will become the ones who own the land beneath the feet of others. His leverage is not in words, it is in material, resources. Capital is controlled by those who own the resources. And it is the representative of this sign who will reach a level where influence is measured not by likes but by contracts. He will not take impulsive risks, but if he makes a decision, it will be long-term. Taurus does not seek quick victory. He seeks irreversibility, and when others change their strategy, he will already control the foundation. Be honest. On a scale of years, which is more important? Speed or stability? Because Taurus will prove that systematic accumulation wins over excitement. Aries, and finally, the type without which no large market can get off the ground. To be honest, the fourth in this configuration of forces is Aries, not because they are cautious, but because they start the process. Representatives of this sign already behave as if the world is a field for expansion. In the present, this looks like impulsiveness. In reality, it is a willingness to be the first to enter. The first peak of tension will occur when Aries makes a decision that others consider too risky. He does not wait for the full picture. His risk tolerance is above average, but something else is important. Aries is not afraid of responsibility for mistakes. This is what will create the foundation for his future dominance. He loses quickly, and just as quickly, he will restart. Representatives of this sign do not dwell on defeat. They are focused on movement. In the future, Aries will enter segments where quick decision-making is required. Startups, technological breakthroughs, new markets where there are no rules. They do not seek stability. They create a new norm. The second peak will come when his aggressive strategy yields its first big result. And that's when the danger will arise. Because Aries may believe that he is always right. If he learns to control his impulses, he will reach a level where scaling becomes systematic. If not, he will remain at the level of a series of risks. The key difference is one thing. Will he be able to move from excitement to structure? In the present, a representative of this sign already thinks in terms of "I will launch." In the future, he will think in terms of "I control." His ownership mindset manifests itself through leadership. He does not want to be part of a team. He wants to lead it. The third peak is when Aries realizes the power of the team as leverage. This is where his energy will begin to work. Not for a sprint, but for the system. He will gather around him those who are strong in the details, and then scale will become possible. Aries does not build slowly. He builds in spurts, and if these spurts become strategic, the representative of this sign will take a position where influence equals decision. He will not wait for permission. He will create a new entry point. Not the most stable, not the most cautious, but the one who sets off big waves. And now a question for you. What is stronger in the long game? Cold calculation or the courage of the first step? Because Aries will prove, without the first move, there will be neither scale nor a billion.